Welcome to the Decode Your Sexual Desire free 5-day challenge for women over 40. Over these 5 days, I'm going to help you understand what turns you on, what turns you off, and how to actually ask for what you want. And I promise you this, by the end of this week, that flat, confused, maybe this is how it is right now, feeling is going to start to lift. You are going to understand your own desire in a way that most women never do. And you'll also know how to ask for what you want so he can hear you and respond positively. And I'm Tarisha Tarok, and I've spent years helping hundreds of women feel desired and desiring. And I won't be teaching you from a textbook. I'm teaching you from my own experience and my client's experience. And years ago, I was a chartered accountant, imagine that, and on paper, I had it all together. I was married, I was sensible, I was successful, but inside I was dying. And I felt disconnected from my own body. I was jealous of every woman who walked into the room, and I felt like I just wasn't enough. I was so miserable, and I was sure that something in me was just broken. And sex was something I did for my partner. It wasn't something I wanted. It wasn't something I enjoyed. So I blew my life up in the best possible way, and I resigned, I divorced, and I went traveling. And I gave myself over to learning everything I could about why women shut down, and how can we come back to life again, how can we feel confident in our own skin. And so 2 postgraduate degrees in psychotherapy and counseling later, some training in psychosomatic therapy, emotionally focused therapy for couples. I also did some tantric training, breath work, trauma work, sacred sexuality work. So now I combine Eastern wisdom and Western psychology side by side. And what I found changed everything for me and for the hundreds of women that I work with. So when I tell you your desire isn't gone, I'm not just being kind. I know it. I lived it. So are you ready? And it doesn't matter which door brought you here. Maybe you've completely gone off sex. And honestly, it might frighten you, right? Maybe you still love your partner. Maybe you care about him. But you're not sure if you fancy him anymore. And maybe the sex you're having just does nothing for you. Or maybe you can't even put your finger on it. You just know something is missing and you're tired of pretending it's fine. You know this word? I'm fine. And wherever you are, you're in exactly the right place. So this is our map for the week. Today is day 1. We'll look at what's turning you off. Tomorrow, what turns you on now after 40. Day 3, how your desire actually works. And I promise you, that one lands like a lightning bolt for most women. And then day 4, how to find the words for what you want. And on day 5, how to actually say them to your partner so it brings you closer instead of starting a new fight. You know those conversations, right? You try your best and then you fight and you lose it. So 5 days, about 10 minutes each day. That's all I'm asking of you. So let's begin. Please prepare a pen and paper so you can take notes and reflect where you're at right now, yeah? And also, where you going? So this challenge requires your participation, otherwise nothing will change. And I'm going to start somewhere that might surprise you. Not with what turns you on, but with what turns you off. And here's why. Your desire works like a car, right? It has an accelerator and it has a brake. Your problem is usually not a weak accelerator, though that could be possible as well. But it's that you are driving with your foot pressed down on the brake all day, every day. And you've been doing it for so long, you can't even feel your foot there anymore. Yeah. So today we're just going to find the brakes. Because if you can't take your foot off your brake, if you don't know where it is, then it doesn't matter how much you accelerate, yeah, if your foot is on the brake. So over the years, I've mapped everything that shapes a woman's desire into something I call the sexual desire matrix. And it's the full picture, right? And it has 2 layers. So there are 4 macro factors, the outer layers, the world around you, and 6 micro factors, what's inside of you. And your brakes can come from either layer. So let's find them. Start with the macro, the outer world. Your space, a cluttered bedroom, a phone buzzing on the nightstand, a pile of washing rear somewhere in the corner, a door with no lock and teenager on the other side of it. Your body reads all of that as it's not safe, not now. and then the people around you. If every woman in your life talks about her partner like he's another child to manage, and about her body like it's the enemy, that seeps inside you. It's hard to open to your man when your whole circle is close to theirs. Then your life stage. The young kids or the teenagers, the perimenopausal years, the sheer weight of everything you've been carrying. And I'm not gonna let you use it as an excuse, yeah? But I'm going to call it what it is, a heavy load. And then the last one is spiritual beliefs you grew up with, yeah? If some part of you learned a long time ago that wanting is greedy, sex is bad, or that good women don't ask, that a nice girl doesn't want too much, your body is still listening to that voice. Now let's go to micro factors, the inner world, what's inside of us. And these are the ones you have full control over. That's the beauty of it. Stress is the big one. A body that's been braced since 6 in the morning, running adrenaline on to-do lists, cannot suddenly soften and open up at 10 at night, right? It's not built to flip that fast. Then your relationship with your own body. If you catch your reflection and flinch, if you're at war with your body, then your body is not going to open up and offer you the pleasure. Like, why would it, right? You've been criticizing the body all day. The next one is the connection. This is the one that women don't say out loud, yeah? Usually there's resentment, yeah? That thing from 3 years ago that you never said. The way he spoke to you that time, the help that didn't come when you were on your knees, it's still in there. It's sitting in your body. And your body will not open up to a man she's braced against. So important to rebuild that connection. Yeah, it's not you being cold. That's your body protecting and actually being honest. Then your erotic voice. Are you actually able to speak up and share what you want and don't want? Or do you freeze or find it highly uncomfortable? So when you speak, it comes out with, maybe frustration, maybe blame, or maybe just this giving up feeling, yeah? So if your brakes are on, it doesn't matter how much lingerie you buy. It doesn't matter how many scented candles you light or how many date nights you schedule. You can't press the accelerator hard enough to override a brake that's full on. It just doesn't work that way. So this was never a willpower problem, yeah? You are not frigid. You are not past it. You are not broken. You are a woman driving her foot on the brake for the reasons that actually make sense, yeah, complete sense. So let me bring it all together. Desire has 2 pedals, yeah? So today we looked at the brake. And your brakes come from your outer world, your space, your people, your life stage, the beliefs you grew up with, and from your inner world. And the inner world includes your stress, the relationship with your partner, the relationship with your body, yeah, the connection or the resentment you are carrying. The one thing I want you to walk away today with: nothing is broken, nothing is wrong with you. Your body is working exactly how she's supposed to work. And so tomorrow we get to do the good part. We find your accelerators, what actually turns you on. And I'm going to introduce you to the 5 desire types, so important, so you can finally understand your own type. But first, your assignment for today. Grab your notebook and write down your brakes. Go through the outer ones, your space, your people, your life stage, the beliefs you grew up with, and the inner ones, your stress, the relationship to your body, to your partner, the lack of connection in your relationship, and difficulty in speaking up. Don't censor yourself. No one is going to see this but you. This is for you, yeah? And then notice how long have you been carrying those brakes. And then I invite you to come into our group. And here's your question for today. And you don't have to share your list. You can if you want to, yeah? But I invite you to tell us, what did you discover about your own brakes? What surprised you? And what's opening up for you after our first lesson? So pop it in the thread and say hello to 3 other women while you're there. Because the true gift of this week is realizing that you're so far from the only one. You're not alone in this. And that's day 1. And I'm so proud of you for being here. It does take courage to actually look at this, at our sexuality. And see you tomorrow. Big warm hug. Bye.